Hey guys, it's Vera Sweeney from Permission to Hustle, and today I'm going to talk about really easy morning routines that you can do to make sure that you're making the most money you can in 2020. Now, I started implementing these tips, and I have to say that I have streamlined my process and I feel really good about how my workflow is. I'm tackling my day in a much more efficient way, and I hope that this will help you do the same. So the very first thing that I do as an online influencer is I have a bookmarked folder of all the places for me to check for online work. So there's about 8 or so different websites that I know of that you can go to apply for gigs as an online influencer. And I have them all in one folder for me to have easy access to every single morning. And so the very first thing I do is I check those new websites every single day for opportunities for me to apply for. It takes about 25 minutes out of my day, and it is well worth it. Now, some of these gigs are not necessarily, home runs. These are not 4-figure deals. Some of them could be as low as $50 because maybe they just want to do a retweet or something really small. But in my line of business, everything adds up, and I think that it's really important to stay proactive in these type of networks, because then should something else arise, you're a player that's in the game and they see your name, they work with you, you get to know brand reps, and that's what this is really all about. It's really all about relationships. So that brings me to tip number 2. You should be responding to emails in a positive way. Do not just delete email. That is something that you should absolutely not be doing. Even if it's a pitch that you're not interested in, you should reply to them and say thank you, but no thank you. And then you should be actively pitching, pursuing, reaching out to people that you know in the industry just to put your name on top of their mind. So why do I do this? I do this because there are 1 million of me. And in order for me to stay relevant, in order for me, again, to stay top of mind, I have to put myself out there. And, a lot of people are not so comfortable with hopping on the phone call. And that's sort of the beauty of the online space. You can really start communicating and building relationships through email. So don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to shoot an email to 4 or 5 different people every single day and just say, hey, I'm doing this new thing with my blog or Instagram account, whatever it is that you're doing. And I just want to show it to you. Well, here's what I'm working on. Now, some people will do an email blast, which means that throughout the year you are securing all these PR company email addresses, and then once a month you send out an email blast, which is very generic. You're sort of BCCing everybody. And if you are doing that instead of doing nothing, then it's the right choice. But the best bet is to really individually email people, a few people a day, and make sure that you are maintaining relationships, because again, relationships equal money. Another thing that I do every single day is I make sure I engage within my community. So I go on Facebook, I go on Instagram, I make sure that I'm tweeting and on Pinterest. Occasionally get on LinkedIn. I need to do that a lot more. But the point is, wherever it is that you make the most money, that is the social media space that you should spend the most time and invest the most time. Now, I'm going to say I'm trying to build a market in a secondary space. I don't make a lot of money on YouTube, but it's something that I'm willing to put time in because I believe in it. So lately, I've been spending a lot of time on YouTube, even though I don't make a lot of money. You have to be able to also put the time and effort into things, even when you don't see a return. So that's very important for you to understand as well. You're not always going to have money in your hand, and that is the reason why you're putting the effort. Sometimes you have to put in the hard work before you see the reward. My very last tip that I suggest for you guys to do in an attempt to make extra money every single day as an influencer is to try to collaborate with like-minded people within your industry. So if you're a fashion blogger, why not try to find 4 or 5 different other women in the space and try to do a collab? Choose a hashtag or an already existing hashtag. You don't have to necessarily make your own, but put something out on the same exact day, reference each other's links, direct each other's audiences to one another. That's how people grow. And I will say the more successful people as you begin to dissect their feeds and their channels and the way that they strategize, they're all doing that. So if you are small-minded and if you are thinking, I don't want to give a call out to somebody that I consider competition, I just encourage you today to sit back and maybe spend an hour or two looking at your competition, but really above you. So look at the people that you aspire to have their traffic and see how they handle collaborations. Those people are very keen on collaborations, and I suggest that you start incorporating that into your strategy as well. So those are my tips for the day. If you are interested in learning more, head on over to Facebook, search Permission to Hustle. We have a very active group. We would love to have you. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. And until next time.